Good evening, everyone. I'm Austin Coop from Tulane, America, and on behalf of us and the folks at Rockabilly Q, we'd like to welcome you to day 4 of our show coverage of the first annual Rolling Route 66 virtual car show. So today we will be tackling the second half of the Show Me State of Missouri. So without further ado, let's move on. Of course, as always, we'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Don Juan Pomade. For all of your men's grooming needs, please support our sponsor, DonJuanPomade.com. So thank you. Little show update for you. As of today, around noon, over 940 cars and trucks are entered, and over 16,500 votes have been cast. Just a reminder, 1 vote per person per day. Just a little tip for you as we post these videos on YouTube and on Facebook. If you take the Facebook video and share it, and then just comment underneath it, that link that we talked about the other day, that direct link to your ride, that might help you get some more votes in. So speaking of votes, we're going to take you to the leaderboard. Before I do that, I knew somebody would say something about yesterday when I was joking around about how many Mustangs we have in the top 10. We love Mustangs. That wasn't meant to be a dig on you Mustang folks. It was just meant to stir the pot, and stir it did, because we've had some pretty big shakeups in the top 10. Before we get to the top 10, I do want to just briefly show you 10 through 20 to give you an idea of just how diverse the show field is. Let's take a look at that right now. So in 20th to 16th here, if you start up in the corner up here and work your way across, that's going to go 16 through 20. So you see a little bit of everything there, right? We've got our first truck that's sneaking in there. We've got a Mini. We've got all sorts of fun stuff there. So many trucks in the show. We're just amazed by all the incredible trucks. Both those that are skyjacked, those that are on the ground, a little bit of everything. So it's good to see a truck represented up in there. Let's take a look at the 11 through 15 there. So starting with the Mustang up in the corner, they're in 11th and going across and then down. You've got 11 through 15 there. So again, a good mix of everything. So now let's get to the top 10. All right, here are 10 through 2. Like I said, we've had a little bit of a shakeup. In the 10th spot, we have our first Corvette. So in 10th place, Ron and Pam Scattergood with 262 votes in that blue Corvette. In number 9, we've got Tom Norskoff with 278 votes. Moving over to number 8, Scott and Connie Bosey, 343 votes. The Cobra of Leon Humphreys moves to number 7 at 365 votes. In 6th place, Dennis Vaughn with 400 votes. And in 5th place, holding down the Mopar muscle, again we have Brett Vassey with 410 votes. In 4th place, we have our mover of the day, jumping 4 spots. Rick Napick jumps into the 4th spot. He was in 8th yesterday, so big jump there, 430 votes for him. 3rd place, still Josh Carpenter and his Cadillac there with 471 votes. JC Gayoso, 545 votes is good enough for 2nd place right now. And still in 1st place, we've got Sarah Honeycutt and her Impala wagon with 690 votes. So you can see just overnight how much it can change with some big movers there. So again, continue to vote and get those votes in, and we'll see where we are tomorrow. So for today's little roll through Route 66, again, we're in Missouri. We're going to kind of tackle the second half of Missouri. We're going to do kind of like we did the first few days there. We're going to come at it from 2 directions. So we left you yesterday in Cuba, Missouri, and just outside of it in Fanning. Today we're going to keep traveling west until we get to Springfield, Missouri, and then we're going to travel west to east to get back to Springfield. So heading east to west, lots of good towns, some big places like Fort Leonard Wood, So again, if you live in one of these areas, don't feel slighted if we don't get to your town. We did want to point out a fun little roadside Route 66 stop, Uranus. So Uranus is easy to get to right off the highway there. Everything from fudge to gifts to souvenirs to experiences to eclectic, funky art and photo ops and hilarious billboards and every sort of hilarious pun on Uranus you can possibly think of. So we want to make sure we do a quick stop at Uranus. Heading a little further west, we come to the town of Lebanon. So Lebanon has a rich Route 66 history. One of our favorite little stops is the Munger Moss Motel that you can see some pictures of. Across the street is Rinks Market, which is another great little shopping stop on Route 66. Munger Moss, been around, you can see in the picture there, this is an older picture. It's been around over 73, 74, 75 years. Just a great stop. You'll see its neon sign featured in a lot of calendars and things like that. So Munger Moss is a must stop. We encourage you. They've got a little gift shop, so even if you don't stay the night, you can go in and support small local business. Another cool thing about Lebanon, if you go to their public library actually has a wonderful free museum that's all dedicated to Route 66. So that's a must-see in Lebanon as well. So now we're going to approach this from the west. So starting around the state border there, you've got Joplin, Missouri. Joplin, Missouri, a household name for a lot of people. There's plenty of stuff in Joplin. We're going to focus on a little bit smaller city, Carthage, Missouri. So Carthage, Missouri, lots to see and do there as well. Just on the outskirts of town is the 66 Drive-In Movie Theater, photographed quite a bit in Route 66 literature. We want to focus on the Boots Court Motel. So the Boots Court Motel is about as charming as it gets. The rooms do not have televisions. The rooms have little radios, and they've all been tastefully updated, and they're really wonderful, very affordable. And Clark Gable stayed there, so you can actually stay in the Clark Gable room like I have. They do have Wi-Fi, so if you don't think you can survive a night without Netflix, you can fire up a laptop and still get your fix there. The rest of the town is equally charming. They've got a great town square and courthouse and places to eat, drink, and enjoy yourself. So big fan of Carthage, Missouri and the Boots Court Motel. Now we're coming to one of my favorite spots on all of Route 66. It's on one of the old alignments of Route 66. It would be Gary's Gay Parita Sinclair filling station there. So Gary Turner has passed on, but when he was alive, he was known as one of those guidepost people on Route 66. Before we had phones and great mapping and things like that, he was one of those guys that you would stop and talk to him, and he would point you in the right direction for your next few days of journeys. Just an infectious personality, just a wonderful person. Always had a saying, that if you're friends with Gary, you're friends for life. Like I said, sadly, he's passed on. But what's really cool is that his daughter and son-in-law continue to make this place just as special as he did. So Barb and George keep adding new, fun, funky old cars and photo ops. They've got a fence you can sign. They've got so much, but the biggest thing there is just how they treat you when you stop by. Just like Gary, they never met a stranger, and it's always a highlight of every single trip I do on Route 66 to stop by and spend some time with Barb and George. So just a few pictures there of Gary's. Again, it's one of those must-sees, must-stop. We can't say enough good things about these people. So make sure that whether it's on a trip with us, where we for sure take you there, or a trip on your own, make sure you stop by Gary's. You will not regret it. That brings us back to Springfield, Missouri. So Springfield, Missouri is where we'll host the car show. We'll just point out there's lots to see and do in Springfield. A vibrant little college town, so lots of stuff. We're going to focus on just a few real quick to get us through this. First is the Railhaven Motel. That's a Route 66 favorite over the years. So Route 66 was actually birthed in Springfield, so they claim to be the birthplace of Route 66. I won't go into all that history for you, that's all readily available, but Railhaven there, you can see they've got some themed rooms, very affordable, very Route 66 kind of kitsch place to stay, so we wanted to give them a shout out. Lots to eat in Springfield. We're going to point out just a couple for you. First of all, it's Red's Hamburg. So Red's Giant Hamburg just reopened not too long ago. So Red's is thought to be where the drive-through window originated. And they've done a wonderful job of reopening Red's. And you can see some of their food there. There's also a Steak and Shake that's notable. So we want to be clear, it's not the first Steak and Shake ever, but it's one of the original kind of remaining ones. And at night it lights up. It just takes you back in time. It's really a one-of-a-kind Steak and Shake. So two great options to get your diner fill there in Springfield. One last little tidbit for you about Springfield. If you go downtown to the town square there, you can actually stand where Wild Bill Hickok stood during the duel that he had with David Tutt. This is thought to be the first duel of the West and the first time that Wild Bill ever shot and killed somebody. Lots of history on that out there as well. But so Springfield has a lot of different quirks to it. And they're also known for having big festivals and Route 66 events as well. So we thought that would be a fitting place for our car show to stop for the day, since all 940 of you would probably not fit around Gary's there. We moved it on up the road to Springfield, Missouri. So as you can see, the second half of Missouri has lots of good stuff, same as the first half. And again, there's so much more that we're not able to get to during our little videos. So we encourage you to, again, check out the state pages on the Car Show website and learn more about Route 66 in Missouri and all the fun there. So without any more delay, we'll get you to the Car Show field, give you a chance to virtually walk through that. We've got another set of just stunning cars and trucks for you. Again, we just love them all. The variety that we're seeing is truly something. Everything, again, from your muscle cars and sports cars to some Isettas and trucks, and I think we have a Ferrari or two. Just literally all sorts of different cars and trucks in there. We're also blown away by some of the stories that we've been reading in the captions. So we really encourage you to browse around on the website. But for now, enjoy this video slideshow, and we will see you tomorrow when we tackle Kansas. So have a good night, everyone.